Well, hopefully you don't. Hopefully you don't get scared off by a vulnerable story. If you don't want to hear a vulnerable story right now, then please go on to your next to consume your next piece of content in your news feed or whatever. I'm going to share something that happened to me a couple years back. It's very scary to share because I don't know what you're going to think of me, and I don't really care anymore. I'm so clear about the purpose, and I'm so clear about my purpose and what I'm up to that I really don't care about like people not accepting me or not not approving of what I share here. And so what's up, Rick? How's it going, man? Rochelle, what's going on, girl? You're watching there. D, hey you, what's up, girl? Hey, listen, I'm gonna get right into it, okay? I'll tell you kind of the brief. I'll go quick with this because I know you got lots to do. By the way, if what I'm saying really speaks to you and you want to get on that path to just fast growth across the board, then head on over to keyplayer.life and there's some really good stuff for you there. An introduction to this work. I want you to decide whether or not, thank you, D. Hey, Rochelle. Hey, I want you to decide whether or not Key Player in this message is something that you're going to pursue and spend more time with, more of your priceless, valuable time with, or whether it's something that that is not for you. And if it's not, then by all means get off. If it is, and I don't mean that to be in a mean way. I mean, if it's not, then I already know that you'll get distracted with something. But if it is something that you really like, then join the tribe. You can join the tribe by just subscribing to the list over there at keyplayer.live, but also you can share this up. You can tag somebody in here. You can actually get behind the message because this message means so much to me. It's so much bigger than me. That's why I didn't name it after my own name. I named it after something that everybody could say, man, I am a key player. Now, I happen to be a key player. And for those of you in the business world who understand the whole branding and marketing thing, my friend Russell Brunson has this thing, ClickFunnels, but then his people are called funnel hackers, right? What's your thing? What's your brand? What's your tribe? How do they identify themselves? Can they say, I am a, and then a name that they could really identify? They'd wear it on a shirt that they would like go and sport it around and be proud to say, I am a whatever it is. Maybe it's funnel hacker or key player, or I am a legend, or I am a warrior, right? What are those key things? What are those names? Get that for your brand as a little side note. This is for you if you are committed to fast growth across the board. So the fast growth that happened for me was this, and here's the main lesson I'm going to share. And you've heard me say it before, but the power happens when the power is actually unlocked when we not watching it doesn't come from. There's a plane. It doesn't come from watching a Facebook video or you seeing this on YouTube or Instagram. What's up, Monica? It doesn't come from watching this on Instagram or YouTube. It doesn't come from seeing a really cool meme. It comes when you take some insight that you get and then you get off of this video right now and actually go do something. And the thing that you do is called releasing a secret. That's the lesson. When you can release a secret, when you can tell something that you otherwise before you just couldn't say. When you can just own the truth on something that you otherwise couldn't have said. Literally, this message is not going to be very attractive to many of you because you have secrets. And I had a secret that I'm going to reveal to you. I had a secret that was very personal that I'm going to reveal to you right now and tell you the story about how when I revealed it, what happened, what became possible. And this has happened in my life so many times. I'll continue to practice learning this. I'll continue to maybe even struggle with it at times. There will be things, because new things come up. It's all just peeling layers of the onion. if you're still stuck in that mindset of one day I'm going to have this, this, and this, and when I have this, this, and this, then I'm going to be happy, and then that desire for more and that anxiety that I feel, that drive that I feel, that lack of contentment that I feel is going to go away, and I'm just going to be at peace. That is never going to happen. It's never going to happen. There's like the next thing I want, the next thing, and the next thing. There is no next thing. People keep making up a next thing just so they can sell it to people and because the people keep buying it, but there really is no next thing. The next thing is you got to get committed, you got to get competent, and you got to go do the required actions to create things. That's the purpose of life, expansion. Okay? But the thing that puts the brakes on, and if you're feeling the way I was feeling, which was like this deadness inside, this frustration, this fear that's just the walls are moving in and I'm staying comfortable, and I know in the back of my mind that there's this thing that's draining me of energy, bandwidth, and vitality and aliveness. There's this thing draining all my creativity, and it's putting me in this more and more of a scarcity mindset. And I'm telling myself a story that, oh, once this happens, then I'll go do that, and then I'll be happy and it'll all go away. But yet, sorry, that was a little bit unclear, but once I make $1 million, then these problems will go away. It's never going to happen for you. You're going to find yourself stuck in this perpetual loop of deadness. And if you have talents and creativity and music ability, if you have the ability to connect with other people and sell things and build your business and your brand, if you have the ability to be a great mother or a great father, you have the talent, the ability, you could be doing so much better, but you're just not. If you have the ability to have a ripped and shredded body, but you're just not really where you want to be, I'm here to tell you that it's not gonna change until you confront the truth. And we're gonna confront the truth as soon as this plane goes by. No. All right, here, what do we got here? Rochelle Swanson. Samsonite. I was way off. Let's see here. It says, I'll have to go watch the remainder of your video later. Got to lead a meeting. Cool. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me that you'd be leading a meeting, Rochelle, because the people who are on these are leaders. Leaders in their title, but more importantly, leaders in actually influence, leadership. So what happened with me was this. See, I had this transformation happen in my sales, in door-to-door sales. Look, I'll give you a quick history. I did door-to-door sales for 6 years. 5 of those, I was like average, a little above average. I mean, it was decent, but not great. One of those years, I tripled my income, my production, quadrupled my results. And I was on fire, and I wasn't working for a different company. I was selling the same exact thing, and it was like one day to the next, tripled my production, and then kept that level for an entire year. I was knocking on doors. I earned about $240,000 that summer doing that job. That was back in 2012, and ever since then I said I'm like all in on this transformation game. I want to help other people have that same thing happen that happened to me. And so I started into the world of transformation and coaching, which really you don't have to have a lot to start. You could call yourself a life coach back then and just start doing it, and that's what I did. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I did want to help people. And so I knew that if they paid me $1,000, we could get them at least an extra $1,000. So I just started enrolling clients, and some of them had some success and some of them didn't. And when they didn't, I would pull my hair out. The anxiety that I would feel if someone pays me money and then they don't get what they wanted out of it, I go nuts. I pull my hair out. I can't sleep. I stress out. And I started coaching people and taking on clients. Okay, so when I did that, by the way, if you want to get more involved with being a more powerful leader, head over to keyplayer.life, where you can join this tribe of people who are committed to their own personal growth. And these are some of the coolest people. Listen, so I started charging like $1,000, and then I raised it to like 2,000. Then I got more confidence and I raised it to like 4,000 or 5,000, then 10,000. And throughout that time, I continued to improve my craft. I continued to get better. The percentage of time when people wouldn't get good results with me started going down further and further, and the percentage of the time where they'd get awesome results started going up. And I started to kind of learn, okay, this is what works, this is what doesn't. I hired people. I've paid probably $170,000 in the last 6 years just worth of just any little like training that I could get my hands on, any little seminar I want to, I could go to. By the way, Funnel Hacking Live is next week. Let me know if you're going. If you see this on the podcast, on the Key Player podcast, or if you're listening to this over on YouTube or on Instagram or something, shoot me a quick message. Let me know if you're going. I want to meet you. So listen, as I got better as a coach and my confidence grew, I started charging more. I started getting better results with people, and I went up to $20,000, then $25,000. Had this guy who paid me $50,000 actually bring me in to the big dog, the big boss at the company, and I ended up doing a deal in 2 hours with him that I made $100,000 for. And that was way beyond, like, this is 4 years in to my career now, and it's just way beyond what I thought someone would pay for coaching. I didn't know that that's how money worked. I still hadn't quite wrapped my mind around that. Like, wow, you could get paid that much for that little of time. It's not the time they're paying you for. And it shocked me, and frankly, it scared me. And I sabotaged it. What I did was, I had, so this is a couple years back, I'd had some of these THC pills that I had been prescribed, and I would take these. And what I liked about the THC, and I like about anything that does this, Tony Robbins has got some really good machinery and some really good like things at his events, if you ever go to those, where these cryotherapy machines and these vibrating machines. And the whole point of a lot of this stuff, and the only reason that I am interested in any of it, psychedelics or any of that stuff, is because what's fascinating about it is that if it can take and put some psychological distance between my thoughts, feelings, moods, emotions, my identity, my ego, right? My body, literally, the survival mechanisms in my body. If I can put some psychological distance between those, all that stuff, and who I really am, and if you've been following, then you know who I really am, and you know who we all really are. And the most useful perspective for me is this moment. That's who we really are. And another word for that might be God. I don't know, universe. I don't know, call it whatever you want. But the most clear way to say that would be, just this moment. So if who I am is this moment, my consciousness in this moment, another one would be like my choices in this moment. That's who I really am. Not my body, thoughts, feelings, moods, emotions, sensations, attachments, any of that stuff. Anytime I can get some separation, some psychological distance between who I really am and all those things, that is powerful. That is opening up that's opening me up to the power that's available. It's opening me up to the creativity that's available. I'll play the piano like a boss when I'm in that place. I'll create music. I'll connect with people. I will be able to, I'll have this advantage, this advantage, and you could call it being more in flow. As you have more of that psychological distance, your ability to be in flow and just be very attractive to the people, the places, the things, the events in space and time that you want, that your heart really desires. If you have more psychological distance there, then what happens? Better results, better across the board. Like the whole world just turns inside out and it becomes your oyster, right? It becomes your playground, right? That's a better word. It becomes your playground for you key players, right? For all of us key players. And I didn't tell my client this. I didn't want to reveal this to him. I didn't want him to know. I didn't want anybody to know. There was only one person who knew. I won't tell you who that is, but there's only one person on the whole planet who knew about it. And she was, of course, sworn to secrecy on it.